Now on CoastTV News.
Rehoboth Avenue paving underway for good this time. What times you should know to avoid this road work. And President Biden to meet with President-elect Trump next week. And new Ocean City road work starts Monday. What routes you should know to save some time during your commute.
And it's a cold night on the Delmarva Peninsula. Temperatures have plunged into the 30s, so a cold night ahead, but we are tracking some measurable rain. I'll let you know when that arrives and how much you can expect coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with multiple fires around Sussex County. For now, we are still in the longest drought ever on Delmarva, and that has caused fires to increase. Ellendale Fire Company says they have responded to multiple outdoor fires recently, and the Blades Fire Company just today contained, then put out a fire near Morgan Branch Road. A burn ban is still in effect, and everyone should be extremely careful of fire spreading. The on-again, off-again Rehoboth Avenue paving is actually on now. And that starts on Wednesday of last week, and this marks the first time the avenue will be paved nearly in 20 years. The city says the project will include milling, paving, and restriping, and curb work as well. This comes after the city has gone back and forth several times on whether or not to pave the avenue, with some previous delays due to budget issues. Work will take place overnight. On your screen now is where Ocean City Police say inspection work will be taking place on this stretch on Route 90 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both Monday and Tuesday of this upcoming week. This work will cause these sections of road to become single lane. Ocean City Police says detours around this work would be Route 50 or Delaware Route 54. We now take a live look into Ocean City, and our first alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobuono joins us. A cold night outside tonight, Chris.
That's right, Brandon. And it was a beautiful afternoon. We had mostly sunny skies. Temperatures only getting to 58 in Georgetown this afternoon, 59 in Salisbury. We saw 59 in Ocean City. So today certainly had that fall-like feel, unlike the past few days when we were in the 70s and 80s. We're at 41 right now in Dover. That's actually one of the milder spots because we are in the 30s elsewhere. Look at this, 33 in Redden, 37 Georgetown. We're at the freezing mark there in Delmar, 35 in Salisbury, as we're beginning to see that radiational cooling take place. 43 days without measurable rainfall. That's going to come to an end tomorrow night as we are tracking rainfall moving into the area. Could start a bit soggy for our Veterans Day, but by the afternoon, expecting sunny skies and temperatures getting to around 70. And then we see another cool down with the multiple fronts coming through. Temperatures falling back into the 50s for highs. Here's our rain back off to the west, beginning to build into the Ohio Valley, and it's fighting some very dry air as this high pressure system pushes off to the east. So we wake up tomorrow with the cooler temperatures. I think we will see some sunshine to start, and then we'll see the clouds increase through midday and by the afternoon as we top out in the mid to upper 60s. We'll track the rain and have the latest rainfall totals coming up. My full forecast here in just a few minutes. Brent?
Thank you, Chris. And you may remember the name Overbrook Town Center. That's what originally was going to be here, an 850,000 square foot shopping center. After years of appeals, hearings, and pushback, eventually Overbrook was dropped and housing was approved for this land. But now the proposal is much larger. CoastTV News anchor Christina DeRobertis shows us more.
Sussex County vote no, no, no for Overbrook Town Center. That's the message people were pushing about 7 years ago when a developer wanted to put what would have been the largest shopping center in southern Delaware on Route 1 and Cave Neck Road. Here's a look at the new plans, once again drawing the ire of the community.
Another development. We have too many going already.
The biggest concern, whether the roads can handle the influx of new neighbors.
They should be redoing our roads first, and we first moved here because it was a small, quaint community. Now you don't even want to go out in the summer.
Rich Barrasso was one of the most vocal opponents to what would have been the Overbrook Town Center. He says he's worried this new seaside at Lewis will change plans that have already been prepared for nearby roads.
It will literally crush the roundabout that's planned on the west side of Cave Neck Road.
According to DelDOT documents included in Seaside at Lewis's subdivision application, this development and others would, quote, require alteration of the Cave Neck Road overpass project design. We reached out to the developer Reed Ventures, who's listed on the application documents, but did not hear back in time for the broadcast.
The final price tag on 2024 political advertising hit a new record of almost $11 billion. That's according to Ad Impact, a firm that tracks political ad spending. The new record is an increase from the $9 billion spent in 2020. Vice President Kamala Harris' political operations spent more than $880 million since the start of 2023, while President-elect Donald Trump's political operation spent about $425 million in ads. In consumer news, one U.S. company just announced plans to drastically change its business operations to avoid President-elect Donald Trump's proposed tariffs. Thursday, multi-billion-dollar shoe company Steve Madden said it would cut in half the amount of good it sources from China to avoid heavy tariffs. About two-thirds of Steve Madden's business relies on goods that are imported from the United States, and of those imports, 70% are from China. Trump has promised steep across-the-board tariffs on imports with significant tax upwards of 60% on goods coming from China. President-elect Trump has accepted President Biden's invitation to an Oval Office meeting next week. The visit, a symbolic step in the transition of power from one president to the next, but a step that did not take place 4 years ago. Aaron Gilchrist has details.
Tonight, America's transition of power begins. The White House announcing an Oval Office meeting between President Biden and President-elect Trump.
I'm going to see him on Wednesday.
Biden following through on his promise earlier this week.
On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America.
Trump and Biden spoke by phone on Wednesday, the president-elect describing the call to NBC's Kristen Welker as very respectful both ways. The invitation a return to tradition that Trump bucked, never inviting Biden to the White House after he won the 2020 election. Trump only agreeing to an orderly and peaceful transfer of power back then after a violent mob of his supporters stormed the Capitol on January 6th. In 2016, then-President Obama sat with Trump in the Oval Office, extending an olive branch after Hillary Clinton's defeat.
We now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds.
That meeting following decades of precedent, Bush to Obama, Clinton to Bush, Bush to Clinton, Reagan to Bush, and Carter to Reagan.
This was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time.
Meanwhile, Trump is working out of his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida, focusing on building his new administration. The president-elect already choosing his campaign manager, Susie Wiles, as his new White House chief of staff, the first woman to ever serve in that role. Trump also favoring cabinet candidates who come from outside Washington and have business experience over members of Congress. That's according to two sources familiar with the process.
Donald Trump's social media company stock skyrocketed Wednesday morning in the wake of his presidential victory. Trump Media and Technology Group, the owner of Truth Social, spiked 35% in pre-market trading, reaching a total market value of about $9 billion. Trump owns nearly 115 million shares in the company, and Wednesday's surge added about $1 billion to his portfolio. The Biden administration will allow American military contractors to deploy to Ukraine for the first time since Russia's invasion in early 2022. A U.S. official confirms contractors will now be permitted to help Ukraine's military maintain and repair U.S.-provided weapon systems, in particular the F-16 fighter jets and Patriot air defense systems. The new policy was approved earlier this month before the presidential election. It is not clear whether Donald Trump will keep the policy in place when he takes office in January. Actor Tony Todd has died, according to multiple media sources. Todd's wife, Fatima, told The Hollywood Reporter he died at his home in Marina Del Rey, California, after a long-time illness. Todd is best known for starring in the Candyman horror franchise and Platoon and The Crow. He was 69. Sunday Night Football here on Coast TV is back, and this week, tomorrow, tune in to watch the red-hot Detroit Lions take on the struggling Houston Texans. All the action starts right here on Coast TV at 7 p.m., and then after the game, stay tuned for local news coverage.
Well, we're finally tracking some measurable rain. It arrives, well, Sunday night, as we see here, and then we see those rain chances really begin to wane. The rest of the week is trending drier. My full forecast in minutes.
After the break here on Coast TV, we have everything that has happened this week on Delmarva. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division like myself in cabinetry to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs. And your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
It was very important to find somebody that was knowledgeable in the whole picture, the cabinetry, the appliances, and the countertop. We are delighted with the outcome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
At Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision. And all within your budget. Plus, we've got big news. We're excited to announce our new location in Frankfort at the Banks Plaza Shopping Center. Plus, you'll get the same great quality and great price. Get inspired at our new showroom in the Banks Plaza Shopping Center in Frankfort. Learn more at CabinetDiscounters.com.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
From Delmarva's reaction to the election to 60 new parking spots coming to Milton. There was a lot going on this week here on the coast, and Charlie Sakaitis has a look at our week in review.
Monday, Coast TV brought you the story of Twin Branch Winery in Milton. It's been closed for nearly a year, but they don't want to be. They've had some permitting issues that they're trying to sort out, and as they do, they're looking for a little community support to help speed up the process. Tuesday, politics grabbed the attention of the entire nation. Here on Delmarva, a number of historic races contested. Maryland's Angela Also Brooks and Delaware's Lisa Blunt Rochester will both be heading to the Senate. It's the first time two black women have held seats in that chamber. And in the House, Delaware's Sarah McBride becomes the first transgender woman to hold a seat in Congress. Wednesday, one of the ramifications of Donald Trump winning the race for president is that Ocean City officials who have been pushing back against proposed offshore wind farms now feel they may have more of a sympathetic ear in Washington. Thursday, Delaware celebrating one of its great unique and historic events, Return Day, where politicians from each side of the aisle bury the hatchet after a heated political season. The event dates back more than 200 years. And Friday, officials in Milton want to build a new parking lot right downtown, estimated to hold around 60 spots that would effectively double the amount of parking that's currently available in the area. With your Week in Review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
Wildfires raging on. We take a look at these fires both on the east and west coast.
And if you're making your way out to brunch tomorrow morning, cold start, but we will see some sunshine to start. Clouds will be on the increase with temperatures topping out in those mid-60s. We'll talk more rain. We'll talk Veterans Day coming up.
Welcome to Farmhouse Pet Lodge, your pet's home away from home. Our state-of-the-art secure lodge offers exceptional care for dogs, cats, and other pets. For daycare or boarding with private suites, custom food prep, UV air filtration, centralized disinfection, and 24/7 care. Your pet will be safe, healthy, and happy. Book now and get 10% off your first stay. Ask about our grooming services and tailored training programs. Give your furry friends an amenity-filled vacation at our family-owned, conveniently located Farmhouse Pet Lodge.
The world's #1 selling farm tractor. Easy to operate and more powerful than your average tractor. Mahindra tractors. Push more, pull more, lift more. With more torque and lower engine maintenance, Mahindra tractors are rugged and tough. We know how much you love your land, so we want you to love your tractor. Get your next Mahindra tractor today. Southern States of Milford, improving farming and improving life. Rooted since 1948.
Hey, what's he doing over at Miss Claudette's?
this Thanksgiving. Shell Brothers.
It is a cold night on the Delmarva Peninsula. Live look into Salisbury, 35 degrees, dew point 32. Note the winds are calm. That is allowing for those temperatures to fall into the 30s across the area, and we're going to hold in those mid-30s through the overnight under partly cloudy skies. And you can see the temperatures really beginning to bottom out here away from the coast. We're in the 30s, at the coast in the mid-40s. So a cold night there. Small craft advisories continue for the Delaware coast as well as the Bay through 6 a.m. Monday. We're seeing clear skies at the moment. We're going to wake up to some sunshine. High pressure is exiting stage right, but we are beginning to see moisture build in through much of the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. This system is going to lift off to the Great Lakes, but we are going to tap in some of this moisture. Raphael, what's left of it, is being ripped apart by wind shear. Some of this moisture is being kind of injected into this front as it lifts to the northeast. Well, you can see rainfall deficits this month. Well, we're approaching about an inch so far. Now, we're going to kind of eat away at that a bit. Now, the good news is we're going to take an end of this streak of measurable rain. The bad news is we're not going to end the drought. It's not going to be enough rain to bust the drought as we see a warm front lift to the north tomorrow, and then that cold front will pass through Veterans Day. So tomorrow we wake up to a bit of sun, clouds increase through the afternoon. Most of the day is dry. Temperatures topping out mid to upper 60s, and winds out of the southwest at about 10 to 15. So there's the breaks in the clouds, at least through about lunchtime. Clouds will be on the increase. I think the shower activity rolls in about after 6, 7 o'clock. Could see some moderate pockets at times about 10, 11 tomorrow, and then that rainfall works its way off the coast through the overnight. Could see a few lingering showers at the coast through Veterans Day morning, but by the afternoon, skies clear, and it's going to be a nice Veterans Day with temperatures topping out in the lower 70s. And then as that front passes, you see the wind shift out of the north, a much cooler day as we roll into Tuesday and Wednesday. Rainfall totals could be as high as a ½ inch to maybe just slightly above that. I think that's kind of pushing it, but generally speaking, we'll put an end to that measurable rain drought. Your Veterans Day, as I mentioned, a bit soggy to start, clouds to start, but by the afternoon looking pretty nice. Temperature 71, and then we'll see 67 by the evening hours. There you see Wednesday, we're dry. Thursday trending drier with that front. I think we'll see more clouds than rain at this moment, maybe an isolated shower, and then we dry out, clear out Friday into Saturday as well. 35 overnight, a cold night. Tomorrow we're at 66 with that rain developing by the evening. 74 Veterans Day after a few clouds and some showers in the morning. And your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Look at the high on Wednesday, 53 degrees, overnight lows in the 30s. The front brings clouds on Thursday, isolated shower possible, and we're back into the 60s Friday and Saturday.
Thank you, Chris. And the U.S. is dealing with raging wildfires along both the Atlantic and Pacific coast. A mountain fire in California has already burned nearly 20,000 acres. The brush fire, which began in Ventura County, has been rapidly growing after it jumped about 14,000 acres in less than 24 hours. Several homes have already been burned and evacuations were called on Wednesday and expanded more on Thursday. Heavy winds have fanned the flames as it's now approaching Santa Paula. According to CAL FIRE, more than 1 million acres have been burned in wildfires since the start of this year. And it's not just in California. Not far from us here on Delmarva, a wildfire is tearing through parts of New Jersey and continuing to threaten several homes in the area. According to the New Jersey Forest Fire Service, firefighters have been working around the clock on a backfiring operation in order to get ahead of the fire's path to slow its advance and help contain the blaze. Falling leaves, changing winds, and extremely dry conditions have created some challenges. Officials gave an update on their progress, saying evacuation orders have been lifted, and they believe they have a strong hold on these fires.
We have two major fires that took off today on us, and then we have one that's still going from yesterday. We have the fire up in Jackson Township, up in Ocean County, and that fire is 350 acres with 60% containment. Still do have some structures threatened. However, all the evacuations have been lifted and the folks have returned to their homes. And we have the other fire over in Gloucester County, Clayton Barrow. It's in the Glassboro Wildlife Management Area. That fire is 133 acres and 35% contained. There's no structures threatened or anything like that that we need to be concerned with as far as for the public's sake.
There's been a red flag warning posted for the entire state of New Jersey, same as there was in Delaware, and that lasted until yesterday at 6 p.m. Dune debate concerns mounting about plans to build on the Cape Henlopen State Park. That's next on CoastTV News at 11.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans. Compare drug coverage. Compare costs. See if you can save. And make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Compare plans now at Medicare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
At Delmarva Roofing and Coating, we believe in longevity. Since our start in 1988 and 10 million square feet of roofing later, we've gained the experience to solve your roofing problems. We combine those years of knowledge with cutting-edge technology to guide you through every project phase, inspection, maintenance, or installation. You can count on us to safeguard your investment with a reliable roof and service after the sale. Serving Delmarva for over 3 decades, Delmarva Roofing and Coating, above all, a good roof.
Pulling up to a great-looking home is nice. Curb appeal is important. But here on the coast, even more important is dock appeal. At T&G Builders, if you can dream it, we can create it. For uncompromising quality, contact T&G Builders to design and build your coastal dream home. Over 30 years of integrity, empathy, and love. T&G Builders, the sign of quality. Visit us online at tg-builders.com.
Here's a look at the McBride bathhouse at the Cape Henlopen State Park right now. State officials say it's in rough shape and there are plans in the works for a bigger, more modern replacement. And yesterday I had the chance to speak with a group opposed to the proposed location of the new bathhouse. The David McBride Beach Bathhouse at Cape Henlopen State Park was built in 1976, and according to DENREC, it has not seen any significant upgrades since then. Officials say it does not have enough bathrooms, and it is not in line with the Americans with Disabilities Act standards. There are now plans to build a new 2-story bathhouse on another dune a few hundred feet away. Sally Boswell with the environmental group Preserve Our Parks thinks this is the wrong move.
DENREC has signs posted throughout the park to stay off the dunes. So one would presume that if you're not supposed to walk on the dunes because it can damage them, that building on the dunes would probably also be a harmful thing.
And this isn't the first time plans to build on the dunes have been criticized. 2 years ago, a proposal for a restaurant in the same area was paused by DENREC after public outcry. Lingala suggests upgrading the existing bathhouse rather than building a new one.
I don't think environmentally it's going to be sound. The dunes are sacred land around here, so I would propose personally to just fix up what we already have. You know, it's already an established area. Expanding it any further, I would definitely not approve of that. We reached out to DENREC about these plans, but CoastTV was told the department had no comment as of Friday. While this project is just in the proposal stage, DENREC has not given us any dates on when this could possibly be approved for building on the dunes behind me. In Lewis, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News. We now take a live look into Dover, and after the break here on Coast TV News at 11, we have a final check on your forecast. Coast TV News continues in just a few moments.
Sam Calagione here, inviting you to soak up the off-season at Dogfish Head. Swing by Brooks and Eats in Rehoboth for $1 wings on Sundays and $12 burgers and pizzas on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next door at Chesapeake and Maine, enjoy Monday Locals Night with 25% off and $15 lobsters every Sunday. and our Milton Brewery join us for trivia on Mondays and bingo on Wednesdays. Come explore goodness at our Dogfish locations. Cheers.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in appliances, to ensure that you not only get the best product for your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
It's always fun bringing clients into Delmarva Design Center. No matter how much they want to spend, there's always an option for people to pick something that they like.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
At Homewell, our caregivers are compassionate, our care managers are responsive, and our process is built on honest and open communication. This process is what gives us the ability to fulfill our purpose and ensures your peace of mind remains our top priority. Homewell Care Services, trusted care, true compassion.
Treat yourself to a culinary journey like no other at Benvenuto. Delaware Today named Benvenuto as a 2023 Best of Delaware Dining and Event Restaurant, where the perfect fusion of comfort, exquisite flavors, and a captivating atmosphere awaits you. Our passion for exceptional cuisine shines through every dish as we artfully combine international flavors and fresh, locally sourced ingredients. With stunning spaces and a private room for special occasions, our breathtaking Tuscan design sets the stage for an unforgettable dining experience. Benvenuto Restaurant in Milford.
Veterans Day is on Monday, and the Rehoboth Concert Band is celebrating a little early. Tomorrow at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center, you can check out the Rehoboth Beach Concert Band, and they'll start performing at 3 p.m.
And if you're waking up early tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up to temperatures in the 30s, a lot of clouds after some sun in the morning, and then the showers roll in by the evening time frame. We can get your forecast at any time by dialing our First Alert Weather phone. Your Paul Davis 10-day shows a few morning showers, Veterans Day, but by the afternoon, sunshine, temperatures in the lower 70s. Front comes through, and look at the temperatures falling Tuesday into Wednesday, highs only in the 50s, and then we see another front roll through Thursday, looking primarily dry with that front. Could see an isolated shower, and then we see temperatures rebound back into the 60s by next weekend.
Thank you, Chris, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.